As I spoke to a few of you this week, people had a couple questions about assignment 1.8, and I realized I had deleted a lead into this, so you were missing a little bit of information, and I wanted to give you both a guide script and a video to help you through this process. What we're doing in 1.8 is similar to our last tutorial, where we're going to look at the merge function. So if I have data from two sources, how do I bring it together? This is a really common task in bioinformatics, that you'll have a spreadsheet on your computer stored as a CSV file, and then you'll want to get information from the internet, from NCBI or Ensemble, from one of these databases, and bring them into a single combined spreadsheet. So how do we do this? Let's look step by step at each part of this. The first thing we're going to do, I actually put no code for. This is just moving the data from the assignment, first 100 snips.csv, to the cloud folder on POSIT. And you can do that with the upload button. So I would look at choose file once I've downloaded it, and I look through my downloads to find the file. Once you have the file up on your workspace, you can use read.csv to get the data that was in a spreadsheet into a data frame. In this class, we'll try to avoid using import dataset because it won't let us pick as many parameters for how we read the file in. So we have my snips.csv is read.csv, the name of the file. We create a variable called mysnips. It's going to be the right format if it's 100 observations of 4 variables. And you can see what the data is. It is a list of characters that correspond to SNP numbers, SNP descriptions, ref seq IDs, ref SNP IDs, chromosomes, positions on the chromosome, and then a genotype at each position. And this format is how companies like 23andMe or Ancestry that sell DNA sequencing kits, how they'll share the genotype data with customers. So we read this in, and we want to make a new variable that's only one of these 4 columns. There's a couple ways to do this in R. You can use square brackets or the $sign. I've used the $sign here. And my new variable, you see, it doesn't show up with data, it shows up with values. And that's because it's a vector, just one dimension, not a data frame. Step 3, you'll need to install a tool to pull data down from the internet. So throughout the semester, we're going to pull data from NCBI, pull data from Ensemble without visiting the web pages, but instead by programmatically calling those websites and downloading files. The tool we're going to use is BiomaRt. These commands on lines 28 through 31, you only need to run once. So I've commented them out since I don't need to run them again. Once you run the library command, you've loaded the getBM function, and you're able to set up the definition of where you want to search. We want to search the SNPMart because we're interested in data about single nucleotide polymorphisms. And then we can run the search. And you can copy this directly from the guide script. This is the format of the search where we're using ref SNPs to find minor allele frequency. Once you have that data, we're going to use the merge function. Pretty similar to what you did in 1.7, but now the data we're merging, the columns are called 2 different things. So let's look at that. If I look at my SNPs, I can see the column of RS numbers is called RSID. And if I look at my search results, I can see it's called ref SNP ID. And that's all I specified in the merge command: data frame 1, data frame 2, column name 1, column name 2. Now I'm ready to subset that merged data frame. So the merged data frame is 5 columns. It puts the 2 spreadsheets together. And I want to look for how many of these rows have a rare allele. So something with a minor allele frequency less than 0.01. You know you've done the search correctly. I just manually sorted these from low to high if you only end up with these 3 rows. And then last but not least, you'll write those rare SNPs to a new file. Just as with all of our assignments in this class, we want to make sure we set these options in write.csv. row names equals false, and quote equals false. If you have any questions, feel free to set up an appointment or email me, but this should help you get started with assignment 1.8.